Hi, this is Tom Rennie from TomRennieRunning.com with an instructional video on your workouts that are specifically for track. In particular, they are programmed for 50-meter marks that will go from a designated time period of 10 seconds, 11 seconds, maybe a mixture of 11, 12, 13, 14 combinations to get you a specific time, specific pace to go around the track. Now, it could be for 100 meters, 200 meters. It's usually typically in the range of 200 plus meters. Now, when we go through that, part of the concerns that people have is they may have a local track, but it may not have clearly defined markers on there. So that's one of the things that you need to identify first when you go there. And sometimes that's a discovery phase. So this particular field is clearly marked. And let's go through that just as an example. Now, when you go to a track, typically they will have the straightaways marked with a straight line all the way across on one side. So you'll have a 100-meter start, let's say a 100-meter finish. That finishes the first 100 meters. Now the oval is the next 100 meters. Now, if there's no marker over here, you can go by the line on the other side and just transfer it over. Same way with this side. So we've clearly identified the 100-meter markers. Now, the 50-meter markers. Now, if you have a football field, the 50-yard line is a good indicator of where it will be found. Now, there might be a painted line on the inside rail of the first lane, or you can look at the football field and transfer it down. Now, if there is no line there, you can actually just walk this off. X number of steps, consistent steps, both ways. Let's say it's 100 steps to get here, as an example. Just go back 50 and place something there. A water bottle, shirt, branch, maybe an object that's been sitting on the track there, just so that you have an indicator on the 50s. Now, on the 50s on the ovals, those can be found easily by just lining up the goalposts if they exist. Or a high jump pit. You'll be able to tell just from the symmetry where that 50-meter marker is. So with that in mind, your Garmin is pre-programmed already. Now, in this example, I'm going to show is a 12-second running of a Garmin programmed workout that goes from 12 seconds for many repeats. So it'll last for hours. So you go to your workouts, you select the workout that you want, and you do the workout. It has not started yet. To start it, I hit the start button up in here. This is a Garmin 620. Now it's counting down from 12, 11, so it's a countdown. So what this is doing, and I'll pause it just for a second, is the individual has started at one of the 50-meter marks, and I prefer to start at the 100-meter marks, the end of the straightaway, beginning of the straightaway. Put water or whatever else you need there. And so let's say for this example, you're going to do 400-meter repeats, which is completely around the track. It started at 12. What you're trying to do is get to this next 50-meter mark in 12 seconds. And so let's go through that process just again. Now it's started. We've started the workout. The runner is running around the oval, trying to get here. It's beeping, warning him, and there it is. Now it's restarting again. They continue run, and they're hitting the next 50-meter at this section. And so at this point, the runner is in perfect sync. They've run this distance in 12 seconds, run this distance in 12 seconds. And so if they keep maintaining that pace, they will be perfect effort all the way through. Now, you don't need, if you're doing the repeats, you do not need to stop the watch. This watch is programmed in advance to extend beyond what the repeats are, what the workout happens to be, whether it's a 2-mile tempo, 800 repeats. You can have 10 of them. It can just run for hours if it's programmed that way. Now at 12 seconds, if your workout required, let's say, a minute rest, you could just stand there, wait for it to beep 5 times, because 5 times 12 is 60 or 1 minute. So you could just take off, walk, finish your repeat, walk around, be at the start line again, and take off. And so that's what would happen here. That's the, call it the ideal. Now, one of the better ways to run with the Garmin continually programmed, because you're not necessarily always at that start line. Maybe you're sharing the track and a fellow runner is coming in lane 1 that's going to interfere with you. So you want to either take off early, 5 seconds early, or maybe you want to wait 10 more seconds or grab some water. That's where the connect button or new lap button comes into play. So when you push the new lap button, and we'll go through this example, it will reset the watch no matter where it's at to 12 seconds. So it's running right now. I'm getting ready, and I can hit that connect button at any time, and it resets it to 12. It could have been at 10 seconds, 5 seconds, but as soon as I hit this button, it resets it to 12 seconds. And what you're going to use that for is to sit there and, take your time to get to the start line. If it's 60 seconds, 66 seconds, 70 seconds, it's close enough to do what you need to do. So let your watch run continuously, hit the connect button throughout.